Hey everyone, this is Speed Shark Garage. We're doing our 2022 wrap-up episode of what we've been through this year. I'm Mike. This is Daniel. We wanted just to go over some thank yous, some fun times, some hard times, and kind of the cool stuff we saw throughout the year.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the thank yous, and genuinely, I want to thank everyone who subscribed, commented, liked one of our videos, reached out in any way. I think when Mike and I started this, we're sort of like, well, if we get to 100, subscriptions by the end of the year, we're doing all right. And now we're at something.
We're at 312 today.
Yeah. And this is just after Christmas. So,
I would say we're doing it for 3 months now.
Yeah, so just 3 or 4 months. And so a big thank you to everyone who subscribed again. And also a big thank you to everyone who came out to any of the events that Speed Shark was out or put on, and then bought merch, told us we're doing a great job. They love the show, all those sort of things. We really do appreciate it. It's a very big learning curve for us in doing this. Neither one of us are in media, but we do enjoy a lot of YouTube content. So to know that people are enjoying it, and it seems like the way that we enjoy other people's content, is pretty awesome. And then also everyone who bought merchandise, that to us is really huge. I do a lot of the design stuff myself, and just to see other people digging what we think is pretty cool, is really awesome. And obviously that money goes into our builds and stuff. So it just allows us to buy better parts and spend more time creating content for you guys.
Definitely.
Thank everyone who reposted our YouTube commercials or whatever on Instagram and YouTube.
All those, I'd say the social media support, because YouTube is bigger than just YouTube. You have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of those, and you're trying to get to it. So we just greatly appreciate all those efforts of even following our Instagram and sharing it there. So it definitely helps get the word out there.
Get the word out.
Special thank yous that we wanted to go through. And these are people that share it, they would like it and repost it and great things like that. One of the big ones, and I think it was really cool, is even on our first episode, he shared it and was just like, hey, go check these guys out. And that would be the VW Jawbreaker. He's down in Florida. He has his YouTube channel, and he's got a plethora of Volkswagen Bugs, from Beetles to lowered ones. But we wanted to thank you for initially just sharing it. I think out of nowhere, I think it was awesome that I put it out there, and he watched the first episode, and he was just like, yeah, watch these guys. They're really good.
Yeah.
And another one would be some of our friends here locally, and that would be Warren. He's we'll put his Instagram down there, but he does great art and stuff like that, and he's helped share our stuff and get our name out there. Another one would be my friend Buddy, our friend now. He's the one I share the shop with, so when you see all those really nice cars when we're filming in there, those are his, not mine. We will show you all of the vehicles in the Speed Shark Garage. But he's awesome. He's helped support all these builds with parts or knowledge and coming to the shows, just being a really cool support guy. Then the other one would be my friend Chuck. Ever since I've been working on stuff, he's been there supporting it, buying stuff, sharing it, liking it. So thank you, Chuck, for all the support you have as well. Tom, he's got his YouTube FCD Productions, and he was the one that's helped us film some stuff. So really great things to him. He brought out the big guns for our Christmas special. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. As Daniel would say, it's a
modern holiday classic.
It's a modern holiday classic.
Modern holiday
and
classic.
Without him, it definitely would have not been as high of quality.
Yeah.
Big ones that we do, we're definitely bring Tom on board and help us shoot those. So check him out at FCD Productions. One of the last ones, but not least, would be our friends at Russ is Gold. They were awesome in supporting with the initial Cars and Coffee that Speed Shark Garage puts on. Been doing it for 3 years now. That's kind of where everything got started. They've just been really awesome. They're a local coffee shop here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, they specialize in motorcycles and vintage style. and cars obviously as well. Yeah, and they're just like a huge help, continue to be a help. We kind of call them our unofficial sponsors because, whenever we're planning an episode, we're usually there planning it out. So thanks Russ's Gold Coffee for, supporting what we're doing. Yeah, and they have a great YouTube channel themselves. I believe it's Russ's Gold Coffee. We'll put a link up in the description for sure. Yeah.
And then, of course, we get to thinking if they're going to be watching it, we don't know. But our partners, wives, kids, spouses, however you want to say it, they've 100% been on board. It's big supporting of it, letting us do this, taking time out of our day, sometimes nights to go shoot stuff real quick. So thank you a lot. All right, so that's enough about like kind of our channel and stuff. And what we want to do is make this maybe a monthly, bi-monthly kind of show where we talk about
just stuff that's
going on that we watch or we enjoy. And with us getting big into Bajas and stuff, my feed is just full of Baja 1000, Volkswagens, and
Class 11.
I always do follow in Class 11s. I love Class 11 bugs. I've been following Baja 1000s forever, but now it's really kind of been it's a lot more fun now that you kind of have a Volkswagen and seeing these Bajas go. And so we just wanted to, talk about there's the 2022 Baja 1000, Class 11. So in the Baja 1000 this year seemed like actually a little more rough than some. It got extremely cold.
Yeah.
A lot of the Class 11s, mostly like they never do. None of them finished.
Or finish in time.
There was a handful. And the Baja 1000 being the final one and the most roughest one. And it was cool to see the overall. We'll put their Instagram was Esprit de Ensenada. Wow. Basically, Spirit of Ensenada in Spanish. And number 1145. They did finish. They didn't finish first in the Baja 1000, but they did take the overall championship.
For Class 11.
For Class 11. The winner of Baja 1000, which is always a feat, especially in a Class 11, he was the Grupo de los Fluminense Racing. We'll put it in there. Thought that was really cool. I think they finished. I was going to pull up the Class 11 for the Baja 1000, the winner. He did that, so 1,000 miles. And this year was definitely rough. We'll talk about the next one, the Ironman. But he finished it in 26 hours, which I think is actually pretty good.
We'll put a picture up right now of that one where they're all just flying
over. There's no travel, so
they just bounce around. It looks really like cool. Toys. With the Baja 1000, one of the classes, I guess, that really fascinate me the most is the Moto Ironman Pro X. And this year it was Tanner Jansky that won. Basically, Tanner won this, but
23 hours and 55 minutes.
You got it. There, 23 hours. It's super harsh. You have to ride through night. There's giant boulders. People sometimes will even do booby traps for some dumb reason.
And this year it got super cold.
And then this year they were saying that's right. And one of the stages, it had gotten, I believe, down into the 20s. And then the wind chill at 70, at 70, 80 miles an hour, they were saying we're like in the single digits. So, congratulations, Tanner. That's friggin' awesome. You're my hero.
One that I thought was really cool besides the bugs was the Ford Raptor Ranger team that came out this year. Cool. I mean, this is the Raptor Ranger and their newest 2023 model, but they took it out there and did the stock class. So you're talking, it's a stock Ford Ranger. We'll have a picture here. And obviously safety equipment was modified, or you have to have safety equipment and all that stuff, skid plates, but everything else was stock. Engine, suspension in this truck. And they ended up winning that class, the stock truck class. Really neat is ARB was, one of the articles I was reading, ARB was the main sponsor, and actually the owner and his son raced, as well as 3 other big racers. Yeah. They all did the switch off, but it was cool to see that they won. As we were saying, if you want to see us race in the Baja 1000, we definitely need
or
some
any
support,
race,
or any race, or continue this and get more projects. We have our merchandise. This is the one big thing that helps us the most. But we have some hats. We have our shirts, and we are now releasing they'll be on the website when this video comes out, is some keychains. So if you want your vehicle not to run and sit in the garage all day, put this on your keys and it'll work. We'll have our Montgomery shirts, our standard Shark Jaws logo. And so, yeah, please check them out. We'll have the website down below. It's still going to be on the Etsy website because that was our easiest way to get them out there for now.
Yeah. You got to wear a shirt anyways. Why not make it ours?
Did put out on Instagram any questions, and we got a couple questions back.
It's Eric 15107.
He says, is there any tips for rewiring electrical systems, indicators, bypass switches? Which is good. Like, we haven't filmed that on the Beetle, but I have done that. And I mean, to answer one of those, it's kind of the best place to start is to find the original diagram of your vehicle. So like with the Bug, I opened up, we have one of the service manual, whatever books, the Chilton's, one of those orange books. Anyways, they have all the wiring diagram in the back. Open that up and get familiar with that. Get familiar with what all the little signals or little symbols mean, how the wires run. I think the best start is to learning the lingo of electrical, what each symbol means, how it works, what it does. And then from there, you can actually start reading those crazy wiring diagrams that everyone's scared of, I think. If you have wiring questions, please feel free to ask.
It's all witchcraft to me. So if it scares you and you think it's going to steal your soul, you're probably right.
Just get a good multimeter. And
I have all this.
That's all you need.
And it does not help. All right, so let's go to this question here. So Third Generations Racing asks, when are you going to hop up that Courier? LOL.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think I've messaged that a couple times on Instagram. We haven't shown the shop truck that much. I definitely have a whole thing of parts, and we're going to be making a video on it, just a basic like tune-up. This truck is like, I think Daniel would say is a staple of Speed Truck Garage. I built 100%. It's been being in the process, but I definitely think we need to do a full video on it so you can see everything. Coming back to the question, is it going to hop up? I don't know. I think it has a 2.3 liter in it. It runs great, gets decent mileage. And I think, honestly, because I'm all about everything, I like everything, I think we might go electric with it one day.
Yeah.
Right now, it's still very expensive, but I think if that engine goes, you can always pick up another one. But I think it'd be a lot of fun to do an electric motor. It's got the capacity to hold the batteries because it's the suspension and the long bed. So you still have a bed, even though we took out like 2 feet for batteries. But I think it's really fun because it's never going to be fast.
So let's go to another one from Eric. Is there a way you could increase the acceleration of the Bug on a budget?
It's a great one.
Don't put big tires on it. That won't help.
Definitely. Everyone starts with the dual port heads.
On a budget?
On a budget.
Dual port heads you could probably find. And dual
used.
Carbs. Yeah. That would probably be your cheapest if you're saying like on a budget. Yeah.
I mean, that's like
you shoot some nitro in it. It'd be fine.
Yeah. I'd say it's the cheapest, but also like probably the most done. So the information's out there. But we got another one it's at Mixed Up Garage, my buddy Chuck. Car history and cars I've owned. So, I mean, a lot of cars I owned, I still have.
Yeah.
I had was a 1999 Honda Civic hatchback, my 98 Dodge Ram, a Mazda Protege MP3. Sold that, bought a Mazda 3 BMW, which we'll show you eventually, the 2002. Currently have 2 more Volkswagens, a Mercedes, handful of bikes, handful of Priuses, which I don't care what anyone says. Prius is one of my favorite cars. But yeah, I think that's all the handful of, I've had a Ford Escort, BMW 6 Series, 1983. Yeah, I know Daniel's had.
Yeah, I've had a few. First car was a 64 Econoline Ford van. I had a Dodge Coronet 440. I had a 64 Cadillac. I've had daily cars from there. Early on, I've had a lot of like pre-runner trucks or like YZ250, Husqvarna 250. It was an XR100. It was a CB750 with 81. They called a the black one, the Hawk. 2-stroke Yamaha street bike, an RD400. See my Tacoma. I have a G20 and 94. I think that's pretty much it.
Long answer to a shorter question. So now we're going to go into kind of what's to come for 2023. But we're going to start on the project that has been my project for years and years, and it's the 76 BMW 2002. Well, with this channel, we've been a lot more busy. I haven't been able to get to it. I've got the whole front suspension done and put back in, and it was looking for a motor. I actually just received, a couple months ago, I actually got a used, good, supposedly running motor.
Allegedly.
So we're going to get videos out of us starting to tear that down, cleaning it up, kind of what you would do if you picked up a junkyard motor or anything that you didn't know the history of. So we'll pull the head, gaskets, and freshen it up, and we're going to throw it into that BMW.
So I'm really excited, and just kind of the adventures we're going to do, some car show. Maybe we can get Mike to get back on the track with it.
Yeah, that's the long-term goal would be getting it
Yeah.
on the track and getting some serious road course racing done in it. That's what it's going for.
Yeah.
I feel like some people do it, but there's not a lot out there, so it'd be fun. So yeah, we're going to go from one car in the dirt to another car on the street.
The will it runs.
Yeah.
So I have that Yamaha RD400 that you might have seen in the background. So again, donated to us by JB, who is awesome. And we're just going to see if we can get it running. And then Mike has...
But it's a 1961 Beetle that I picked up early this year. Everything is there that I know of, but I think it'd be fun because the engine's there. It looks like it was built recently, maybe not. I don't know. But we knocked off the cobwebs. I want to do a will it run on that. Just getting it running. And it's a very simple one. So I'm hoping we can make it just a good video out of that. What we have currently in the Speed Shark queue of going to be worked on or we're keeping to be worked on, obviously, is the 71 Super Beetle, the 61 Beetle, which will be lowered in a cruiser. We have the 76 BMW 2002, which will be our next one. We're going to start building it. Then we have, I believe, it's a 19. I bought it a year. Earlier this year. I bought it for $300, but it's a 1990 or 91 Mercedes 300. It was $300. It runs. It needs a transmission, but we want to build it into like a 90s gangster, like drug dealer car. Clean, it's white, and it's all stock. So it needs some big 20-inch wheels, lowered, tinted, and just make it like if it was right out of a 90s magazine. We have the shop truck, which we talked about a little bit, 1980 Ford Courier.
Yeah.
This one's just maintenance, and we drive it.
Yeah. So, again, big thank you to everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We got a lot of fun stuff for 23, and I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.